Before we get into this video, make sure you like and subscribe and put that notification bell on, because every month I'm going to be doing a free masterclass with the lucky 2 subscribers. So make sure you like and subscribe, and every month you might be the lucky winner who I'm going to help start your own online coaching business for free and start making money online. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get into this video. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about working on the areas that you don't want to have problems with in life. I think we all have like these 4 areas in life that you have to work on. First area is your finance, second area is your health, third area is your relationships, the fourth area is usually, oh, the third area is your relationships, the fourth area is your network and your friendships. So I'm gonna start with the first area, which is your finances, and I think this is the area that actually affects all these other 3 areas, because if your finances are not in order, these other areas are going to struggle actually. No matter if you want to admit it or not, you might say money is not everything, but doc, why are you waking up in the morning and going to work? So let's start with this area first, your finances. I think everyone needs to learn how to make money besides the traditional 9 to 5, because most people are not satisfied with what they make from their jobs. That means you gotta take a different kind of path to make enough money, like the kind of money you want to make. You gotta take on a different kind of path and start a business. So when it comes to starting a business, there are different kind of business models you can go for. It's not just one. But the thing about the finances is that if you don't work on this area, your other areas will have to lag. The same thing that when you start working on this area, these areas are going to lag because you'll be putting all your energy in this area first. You know, so there's always gonna be a trade-off, but working on your finances is more like a short-term trade-off, so that later on you won't have to stress about money, and you can start working on these other areas like your health, your relationships, and your friendships. So the thing about money is that most people in society, they are taught the same path. Get a job, work for 40 years, and that's how you make money. But if you look at the millionaires and billionaires of this world, that's not their path they are on. Those guys are on a different path. Those guys own businesses, those guys invest. That's the game that they're playing. So I think everyone just need to study the game of making money and know which number you want to hit. What is enough for you, and work on achieving that enough first. And then that's when you can go to, once that enough is achieved, that's when you'll be able to work on other areas of your life. Because the thing is that it's hard to focus on other areas if your finances are not in order. If you're always stressed out about your bills, your debt, like if you're always stressed out about those kind of things, it's going to be hard to work on these other areas. And these other areas, that means they will have to suffer for that 40 years of your life working a job. Like, there's nothing wrong with taking that path, but I think just being aware that there's another path that you can take. I think that's important, and also learning skills in that path. If you want to break free from that path of 9 to 5, and know that you can make the same amount of money by building a business and having that business generate you the same kind of money you are making from your job. And even more, if you learn how to scale a business, if you can learn how to scale a business, how to build and scale a business so that you can grow your income, then that will be the first step to get your finances in place and stop worrying about like all the small stuff that comes with having lack, living in lack. And once your finances are in order, then that's when you can focus on these other three areas of your life, your health, your relationships, and your friendships. So I think I don't think there's anyone who wants to have financial problems in life. Like, everybody's trying to make money, but the thing is that people are programmed to take a certain path. That's why we are seeing millions and billions of people going to college and universities with the hope of getting a job so they can climb the corporate ladder for years, just to end up making just enough to get by. And that's when you see people having midlife crisis and all that stuff. They get in their 30s and 40s and realize, oh shit, and that's when they start thinking about building a business. Like there's a lot of people who get in their 30s who end up quitting their jobs and starting a business, and then you end up questioning yourself, why did that person get out of that path and get on this path? And when you look at the path and realize they were not making enough money, they were just getting by. They were trading their time for money. But with a business, don't trade your time for money. You're actually giving value to the marketplace. You're giving value to the world, and you get rewarded for the amount of value and the amount of problems you solve. So I think if people can learn how to make money, not just with a job but with a business, they learn how to build a business and make money with the business, I think that will solve most of their financial problems, and then that will leave enough mental space and room to focus on these other three areas of their lives. Because personally, I know a lot of people in their 30s and 40s who don't have a social life because they're always in their jobs. Even though I know there are millionaires and billionaires who are always working, but for them it's a different kind of thing because they already have the financial stability and security. They just work because they want to, not because they have to. So I think getting to that point where you work because you want to, not because you have to, it will leave enough mental space to then focus on these other three areas of your life. So I think that's it for this video, guys. Choose your problems wisely. What kind of problems do you want to have? Do you want to have financial problems, or do you want to have other problems in life? It's your choice. It's your life. And yep, that's it for this video.